All right, welcome in. Welcome back to the BFR podcast presented by Sports Mockery. My name is Dave, cover the Bears for SM. Of course, joined by good friend, co-host Ficky. Of course, our producer Jack is on the sticks as well. Will be joining us for this post-game live, Bears versus Packers. And it's Heartbreak City. The Bears, they pull us back in just to break our hearts. We've seen this story so many times. So first of all, if you are here, hit that like button. I know that's probably not the easiest thing to do right now, but we're going to talk it through. Live reaction, instant reaction. I guess I'll start if that's okay. I think that's a little weird, but I want to. This was a really good game. I know we're going to talk about the entire kick and how it was blocked, and we're going to probably analyze that. But I want to talk about Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze real quick, because that drive, that was special, man. We should be talking about how those two, that duo, led this team back, especially on that 4th and 3. It was a really good battle to see these guys out there. The story should be Caleb Williams. It should be Rome Odunze. It should be this team being 5-5, a game behind Green Bay. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but I am, like I said, there's so much positive to take away from this game. Unfortunately, the Bears lose, and that's what it is. And that's what the Bears are. They just lose. They find ways to lose games. They find ways to break our hearts. But I still think, and it may be a couple days. It's going to take a couple days, of course, maybe a week. But there is a lot of good stuff. And I think we know that Caleb Williams, despite having, a rocky offensive line, because they were good today, but they're still not even average, in my opinion. There was a lot of plays, even that final drive being sacked on back-to-back plays. It was brutal. But like I said, this one really, really hurts. I think it's going to – I don't even know, man. Maybe next week and maybe the preview show, we can kind of do a rank these losses this year, because I feel like we've had several, right? I'm not going to name them right now, but several that just freaking hurt, man, just like in the soul. So, Ficky, I'm going to hand it over to you, and then we'll get to Jack. But how are you feeling, man?
I'm kind of the opposite. Like, from a player standpoint, absolutely. Like, Caleb has shown us in multiple games now that when it comes in clutch moments, he shows up, right? But this is a game about a team, right? It's a team game, is what I meant to say. And there's 11 players on each side of the ball that contribute to whether or not a team wins or not. So were there bright spots from certain players that we're looking at? Absolutely. But there was a comment here. I'm going to throw it up, Jack, if you don't mind. Losing culture. This is 3 years now. I know there's been people in and out, whether it's all the coaches we could go through that have been fired in Flus's tenure. You could go through the 3 offensive coordinators that have been fired in his tenure. Close games. In close games, we can never win them. We barely win them. And then we talk about last year with Fields, how there was 4 games where it was like, oh, wow, these were significant losses. We probably should have won that. Statistically, we marched down to a position where any other team makes that. Or let me say this, winning teams find a way to execute. The Kansas City Chiefs blocked the game very similar to this one. They made a game-winning block as well. They are a winning culture. The Chicago Bears have not figured out in over a decade how to win consistently. So is it great to see Caleb go off? Yes. Is it great to see your O-line play a little bit better? Yes. Is it great to see some of the big plays that happened? Absolutely. It's not that you can't be excited about the game, but at the end of the day, this is a league about winning and losing. I do not care how great any of the players are on my team if we walk away with an L week after week, week after week. We have not found a way to win games and specifically win close games. And because of that, I don't feel great about this. All these, Thomas Brown, hats off. I think you did a fantastic job across the board. Defense in the first half did a great job. Second half, you have players like Jalen Johnson tripping over his own feet. Like, bro, what is going on? Elijah Hicks should have swatted that ball. He was right there in position. He could have probably even picked it. It's like plays like that, good teams make those plays. This is a game of inches. Caleb was doing it on the other side, which is fantastic to see. That's great. But it is a team game, and we need execution on all 3 levels. And we saw big plays in the fourth quarter where the defense didn't. We saw big plays on the fourth quarter where the offense did it, back-to-back sacks. And then the one that was the killer was the special teams one. Just to sum it all up, all 3 phases cannot figure out how to execute underneath the Matt Eberflus era. So in the moment right now, I'm not feeling great because we had a chance to win it and we still found a way to kick ourselves in the foot. So
Yeah,
Jack.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. We played so good, and then like again, I was briefly talking to Ficky before we hopped on. Like we had it. We totally had it. Like we got lucky. It feels like to get like that third and then or to get a good chunk of yards. I think 12 yards on the third down, and then get the fourth down conversion, obviously. And so I was like, all right, this is it. This is our chance. Matt Eberflus, God damn it. It's just like it's every game there's something. And so I don't know. It's like everyone in the comments is agreeing and saying the same thing. It's like, why are we not running it? We had 35 seconds. Like, why not run the extra play? Even if it's a fucking 3-yard game by DeAndre Swift or Roschon, it's like a 43-yard field goal versus a 46-yard field goal is a difference, man. And what also pisses me off is it also feels like every game that the announcers know more than what my fucking head coach knows, you know? Like, it's like these guys are saying, why are we not running another play? It's just so fucking frustrating, man. And it drives me crazy, and it's so upsetting that it's like the small shit. It's just, again, it's things that, like, again, I know. Like, I know that shit from fucking, like, Madden or just, like, common sense. Like, how do I know that? And this fucking guy who has a 1 in 32 job in the world doesn't know that. So it's like, I don't know. I'm just frustrated. I feel tired. It is what it is. I guess life goes on, but I really –
You sound tired.
I mean, dude, this is all from like the fucking fourth quarter, you know? Like this is
that's what I think. You've been yelling.
I was yelling. I'm in a fucking basement with like my brother and a few friends, you know? Like it's not frustrating. And we it was right there. We would have had it. Gone 5-5, going to playing Minnesota at home again.
Yeah.
Like 5 would have been all the way up, but
it's kind of odd. I want to jump on that because that was one of the biggest questions. I was live tweeting like this could come back to haunt them. Like Santos, you need to get a couple more yards. He's not Justin Tucker, which he's been awful, but he does not have a strong leg. Now this obviously the operation, the blocking is what it wasn't on Santos. This was. This kick was blocked, hats off to Green Bay. No, fuck Green Bay, but you know what I'm trying to say here. I just can't believe he did not opt with 30 seconds left in a timeout, run the ball with Roschon one more time, at least one more time. It just blew my mind that he was so comfortable and confident that they were going to kick a 46-yarder. It's not like it was a 36-yarder, right? Or 38 or 41 even. No, this was still 4 yards from 50. It was almost a 50-yard field goal, and he had a timeout in his bag, and he did not use it. It really just, I would say it is a fireable offense, but that's like number 12 on the season, right? So nothing's going to happen from this. Of course, this game, I will say it right now, this solidified him being gone. Because first of all, we talked about before pregame, if you don't beat Green Bay, that is like the biggest red flag for the McCaskies. It shouldn't be, but it is. It truly is. But him winning this game would have been a huge, huge boost in his corner in regards to at least staying one more year, which in the long run is probably good for Chicago. But at the end of the day, playing scared, which I think is what it is, you can call it how it is. He didn't want to fumble the ball, and he's a defensive coach. It just sucks. And then we got a Packers fan on Twitter. I love it. There's a lot of them. Love it. And they should be, man. They shouldn't have won this game. They shouldn't have won this game, right? But they did. And that's what Green Bay, you talked about it, Ficky, winning culture. However, this one, I don't know, man. Like, I do feel like Chicago, like the Bears, are just very unlucky as well because, first of all, Jordan Love to Christian Watson.
Yeah, but that's
in double coverage.
But that's not like I agree. Like it seems luck on our
that's
side,
luck.
but it's like it's execution, bro. It's like if you have someone good back there that just can, I would say like the tripping of yourself, Jalen. It was Elijah Hicks, bro. Come on, if that's like if Kevin Byard back there, you don't think that was over top? That wasn't his assignment. That was Elijah Hicks' guy. I'm like. You can't. He literally turned and then lost track of the ball.
But Brisker's
right
out
away and was running.
That's unlucky.
But I'm saying that's going to happen. Like you got to execute at the end of the day. Like if you have like talent back there that can make that type of play, like people will say like, oh, it's unlucky that, back-to-back sacks. That's so Bears. No, it's that we don't have great pass blockers. And so they have Rashawn Gary, bull rush Braxton Jones, 10 yards back from the snap.
Why abandon the run there too, though, on first down?
Fair.
When you're picking up 3 to 4.
Saying? Like there is like a little bit of luck, but I really think it is like talent and coaching. Like you fix that. Luck happens to good teams. You notice that people are like, oh, the Chiefs are lucky. Well, yeah, because they have a lot better coaches. They have a lot better players, and they typically execute a lot smarter and more efficiently. So because the Bears, sometimes they'll have the talent, which I'm not saying this team's pretty talented, they won't have the coaching, or they have the coaching, which doesn't happen that often, and they don't have the talent. There just hasn't been that perfect mix yet. Doesn't mean it cannot happen, but right now in the state that we're at, that's why this shit happens. That's why deep down, I would love your guys' opinion on this. Like, people are getting mad at me because I'm like, I don't feel like we were going to make that kick. I've seen this happen. I've seen this team over and over. I've watched this team for 3 decades. Deep down, I was like, there's something that they're going to do wrong. There's something that they're going to do.
I didn't think they would get it blocked. I just thought I just didn't have any confidence in Santos to make it, just because,
which is crazy because he's like automatic. He's like automatic from there. But in Bears fashion, it's something
I would feel way better at like 36 or even 44 or 43. Just
they could have got
46
that.
It's just, I know that's right. And that's where, when it comes to accountability, I hope to God Flus is like, which he's not going to, but when they ask him about, hey, why didn't you just be a little bit more aggressive, right? And that's where it's like almost in regards to him coaching Caleb to kind of be more like conservative, is really evident, because like, I don't understand how you're not more aggressive there. Like, if they don't have a timeout, sure, I get it, right? Just get the field goal unit out there, but you have a timeout with 30 seconds left and you're running. I think in the second half, they were picking up almost 4 yards a carry. Like that would have been huge, right? Now they still would have been, maybe it would have been blocked. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's coaching malpractice. We've seen this so many times. Yeah.
Can we go back even to back your point? Can we go back even just a little bit before that, where the Bears had the ball for the final drive before giving it back to the Packers? I know Tom said not to go for it, but it was like 4th and like 3 on your own 45. You convert that, it's basically game over. You can run down the clock. You can get a field goal. They're not getting the ball back. Like, if I'm Flus, right? Like, you can't play conserve. You are on your way out. You have nothing to lose. You literally have nothing to lose. You have to be aggressive. And that's what I don't understand, because we go to Caleb chirping to go for it. Caleb shouldn't have to chirp to go for it to begin with. You should have faith in your offense, in your team. Like, that's what I'm saying. It just feels like there's a disconnect from the head coach and the coaching staff and the players. There's something there of where they don't feel like, it just doesn't feel like a winning team. And we see it week in and week out. Like, because like on the other hand, you look at Dan Campbell, of course, they win a lot more. He'll go for it. And then if it doesn't work, he's like, yep, it didn't work. That's on me. We literally saw that in the playoffs last year, but at least they gave it their all to be like, no, we're going to control this game. And you don't see that with us. I
just find it, because that moment with Caleb was it the third quarter where, it looked like Flus signaled, hey, we're going to kick it. And then you saw Caleb about halfway to the sideline, kind of shaking his head, throwing his arms down a little bit, and like, hey, come on, let's go for it. And I like Flus actually listening to his rookie quarterback. I mean, this is a rookie quarterback. Like, that moment, and I said it live, that's a big time moment for him in his career, even with Eberflus. I know he's not going to be here next year, thank God. But at the end of the day, to have that trust in your rookie quarterback, and then for Caleb not just to convert that one, he did it again another drive later, where he was 2 for 2, I think, on 4th down. Or I'm sorry, 3 for 3 because of that roam
that last
on 4th and 3. That was insane. At the end of the day, there were so many moments here that I guess can go either way, because you win this game. That moment we're talking about, Caleb talking to Flus, is a positive moment. Like, look at our rookie quarterback, doing that, right? Having the confidence. Shout out to Flus for believing in him. Of course, now you flip the story, we lose it, flip the script. It's like Flus didn't have confidence in Caleb, right? All these storylines that could have been good are going to be negative, unfortunately. There's going to be more chaos at Hallis Hall. You're on a 4-game losing streak. And to be honest, the season is now over, because you had a chance to go to 5-5, man. This was such a monumental game for this Bears team, for Matt Eberflus, even Ryan Poles, because I know people are thinking he's safe, but at the end of the day, man, I don't think that's the case. The case. It should not be the case. And I think Tom Brady made a very, very good point early on in the game. He was talking about how Caleb was given the job back in March, which I have no problem with. But Tom Brady said that shouldn't have happened, right? That he's a rookie. I know he's a great prospect. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady said every single player, from the nickel to the center, right guard, quarterback, should fight for a spot. It should never be given. Same thing with Ryan Poles. I know he's done a lot of good stuff. But at the end of the day, there has been a lot of high-profile misses, and him bringing back Flus. There's just been so much chaos on him as well, not just Eberflus, that I think both of those guys might have to go because there are going to be really good candidates that you can kind of pair together. So for me, I just think the Bears players fought their ass off, and there was a lot to be pissed about. But there was so much good in this game that unfortunately is going to go under the radar, and we're not going to be able to talk about it, at least in the manner that we should be if the Bears execute and make that field goal.
Look, at the end of the day, this season is over. That was the third worst team in the NFC
That sucks,
North.
dude.
That's the third worst team in the NFC North. The Lions just dropped 50 this week, or 49 or something like that, to the Jaguars, right? We are not beating them. We are not beating the Vikings. We may not win another game. And to be honest, that's fine. That's fine, because guess what? Most of the people on this team that we want to stay on this team are within contract till about 2027. So we're not losing players. We might as well get some better draft capital, because at the end of the day, I know y'all make fun of me for this, but this game was lost because of the trenches. Every game is lost because of the trenches. Typically, it's on the offensive side. This side, I wouldn't say it was on the offensive side. They actually did a pretty decent job other than that last drive. But the defensive line against the run game, and I know Andrew Billings is out, no question. Also, they had no pass rush against Jordan Love at all. At all. Nobody inside.
Yeah.
Nothing. There was nothing. Now, Packers have a decent offensive line, but it's just like, bro, we can't get any pressure and we can't stop the run. You're not going to win. You're not. Typically, it's the other side of the ball, right? But the other side of the ball almost cost us the game anyways. If Caleb was a magician and dipped out of almost, we forget, it went sack. Well, Caleb kind of stepped into the pocket to try to escape. So maybe that's not so much on the O-line. Second one, definitely on Braxton Jones. Third one, he almost gets sacked again. And he ducks, runs out, and throws the dart to Rome to even give the Bears a chance. So again, you look at this, right? And maybe this is why Poles isn't safe. I think Poles has hit more than he hasn't, but I could definitely see the argument because, bro, you're an offensive lineman. You got to come in here and everything can't be fixed in a day. I totally understand that. If you're here this year, this offseason, which I would recommend, you have to have the offensive line and defensive line as your top priority. It's got to be multiple picks. You've hit on some. Darnell Wright, I think, is a hit. Javon Dexter's a hit. But there's still a lot of positions that we need to fill on both sides of the ball, and we have got to address it. This year's offensive line draft class is pretty, like, in the first round, it's very top heavy. So we can easily find a great tackle, probably not a guard that early, but we could find a great tackle and you could really solidify the anchor for Caleb there. And we got to then improve on guard and center. So all that rant to be like, dude, this is just not a good team. And if a good team can't beat, like, if you're in a position like this and you can't win that game, you're not going to win against even better teams. And the Vikings and the Lions are better than the Packers. So we're going to have to buckle in. It's going to be a long season. You think a 4-game losing streak is a lot? Wait till you don't win another one. Which happened in
how many games do we have left?
We're 4 and 6. So we got 7 more. Yep. We could lose 11 straight. Just like how we've lost 11 straight to the Packers.
Don't even say that.
So there's 7 games left?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 6 NFC. We have 5 NFC North games. Then we have a Seattle Seahawks and then one more, right? The 49ers, right?
Yeah.
So you got NFC North left, and then you got the 49ers, and we're not beating the Seahawks. I mean, because by that point, we've probably lost like 7, 8 straight. This team's going to have no morale to beat the Seahawks.
One other thing real quick is I'm very hyper-fixated on the kick. The thing that pisses me off about not running the ball and like getting those extra yards is it's like we have to know our personnel. You know, it's like the Cairo's thing is PATs and like inside the 40. Like he's not going to miss those. It just doesn't happen. So it's no different than like Jordan's not going to go fucking take the 3. He's going to go drive to the paint. Like it's just knowing your shit. And it's like, why are we not setting that up? Like, we're knowledgeable that 46 is long for Cairo. Dave, you've talked about it every other week. You say the same thing. It's like, it's frustrating that Cairo can't make the long ones, but he's funny when it's close range or like mid-range, right? So it's like, I just don't understand how you go through the thought process of thinking, okay, I'm going to go and we're content with this 46-yarder. Cairo's got this. This is easy. Like, it's not. His chip shot is like 40 and under, dude. So it's like, why not try to get those 6 or those 7 yards and make it under 40 yards? Like, it's so fucking crazy and it's unfathomable. And there's no excuse that like defines that, you know. It's like, there's not a single situation that Matt Eberflus could say in any press conference or anywhere, or any fan for that matter, that like justifies just chewing out 30 seconds of time. It makes no sense to me. And I'm so, oh, God damn it. Frustrating.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. And we deal with this so much. That's why I don't like, I feel like the fact that we always have to try to find the good out of things when it's like we should hold this team to be more accountable. I think like Brisker tweeted about it was like, I'm so sorry, you guys deserve more. Like I saw people getting mad because I'm like, yo, this team fucking like fuck Green Bay. No, fuck the Bears because they haven't done shit right for years. And people are like, well, then go support the Chiefs. I'm like, you know how great it'd be to be a Chiefs fan? I'm not switching. But if you had the choice at the age of 1 and you asked me which team to support, yeah, it's like we want to win. We put money and hour and like we're fans. We put so much into this team, and to see them consistently disappoint us is very frustrating. It's not only frustrating for us in the locker room. I'm sure those guys are fucking pissed. Like, this is their career, their livelihood. And that's why I say you got to get rid of Flus immediately. He has not developed a winning culture. The man has not won a away game on Sunday since he's been here. And now the only thing where he was getting wins was on Sunday was at home. And now he's lost 2 of them back to back. And then you lost to Washington. So it's just like, dude, at this point, there's no salvaging this at all. And we saw what happened when you got rid of Shane. You got a little bit of rejuvenation in the offense. So Flus has got to fucking go. There's nothing we can do here. There's no winning streak coming on. Like, unless I'm crazy for thinking that. If I'm too pessimistic, let me know. But the reality is, it's like, this season's over.
Yeah. No, but at the end of the day, there is some positive. Like I said, Caleb Williams, hell of everything that's gone on this week. New OC. I mean, that is so difficult. So difficult. You're a rookie quarterback. It's hard enough in this league. But to do what he did, I mean, let's go through the stats here. Let me see here. Had it pulled up. So he went 23 of 31, 231 passing yards, 9 rushes for 70 yards, 74.1 completions percentage, and of course a 95 QB rating. At the end of the day, he didn't have a turnover either. And that's 4 straight games, 0 turnovers. Now, he does not have a touchdown either, but the Bears run game really took care of business today, right? Obviously, Roshan got a touchdown. You saw, of course, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Jones, that touchdown run, which was epic. At the end of the day, it's not like Caleb is not doing enough with his arm. I mean, that final drive, the game, what it should have been a game-winning drive, it was all done by his arm. He didn't even scramble, right? He had that insane laser on third and 18 to Rome Odunze to make it 4th and 3. And then, of course, he throws a beautiful ball to Rome Odunze. Of course, that did most of the heavy lifting there, making a very great contested catch. It's just, there is a lot to like when it comes to Caleb Williams. It's just, it is not easy to bask in that or even enjoy it in this moment because of what just transpired. You know, it's just brutal. Like, I knew it. I think we were talking in the group chat. I was just like, I hope we win this game because I knew it would have been just so fun. Like, I don't even care if even if we won this game and didn't make the playoffs, right? It's just to have this type of moment. And I think winning culture, right, Ficky, is what you talked about earlier. Something the Bears do not have. This would have not cemented it, but it would have been a giant step in that direction where you beat Green Bay for the first time, in 4+ years, right? This is the 11th straight loss on the road to them. It's 11. Embarrassing.
That's crazy.
It's embarrassing.
11. Think about that. You play twice a year. That's nearly, if we lose again to them, which we will, that'll be 12 straight. That's 3 years, bro. 3 years. Of a 10th of my life, I have not seen the Bears beat their rival, which they have 2 opportunities to do a year. And that has all been under the Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus era. So here we are again, though. So it's like that's what I think is tough.
I'm
it's
trying
like
to do the math in my head, but it's 6. because we play them twice. So.
Oh, so yeah, 6. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. I was
thought
thinking
2018.
I can't think straight.
Was
No,
it
no, you're right.
2018?
Yeah, week 17, where we
Eddie
got
Jackson.
the one. Yep,
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson, which then he injured his ACL without getting touched on that. But yes,
He missed the playoff game.
6 years. That is a fifth of our life. We have
Thought it
not
was
seen
4.
the Bears.
God, that's so bad.
Like, think about that. That is absurd. It is not a rivalry at this point. I know the NFL makes it that way, but they have stomped us. They find a way to win, and that's why Green Bay may choke in the playoffs, but they have a winning culture. They get to the playoffs consistently. It doesn't matter who their quarterback is, who their head coach is, and unfortunately, the Bears don't get that on our end. And it doesn't mean, right, like we can be pessimistic right now, but it doesn't mean that that can't happen with the next hire. But what we can deal with right now is that this team is not good, and the culture is going to the shitter quickly. And I don't even like the only one good thing that will come by the end of the season, right? Obviously, then the coach getting fired is that we need to feel confident that Caleb is the guy. And after a game like this, oh God, we got a book here, but after a game like this, I feel more confident that he is.
Okay.
Right? I think you guys would agree, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is weird because he hasn't scored a touchdown in 4 straight games, which is odd. Like, that's just crazy. Now, he hasn't turned the ball over either. However, it's just, again, it's where you if you win, you feel so much better. Not just about Caleb, but the organization and the direction we're heading. Because right now, yeah, Caleb has done well, and it was a great performance. But how many times we've had Justin Fields games as well where it's like, wow, he put the team on his back, came down, help the team it's just, we've seen this story before where a young quarterback, whether it be even Mitch, Fields has done it. And now Caleb, where you feel good. You're like, this was really fun to watch. Like, we saw a lot of promising things here. Now I'll say, we haven't seen, I think, a quarterback in a Bears uniform do what he did with his arm today, especially on some of those insane big time moments where it's like, he wasn't beating you with the legs. He did that early on, right, in the first half especially.
Yeah.
But then to do what he did with his arm, I think that's where it's like, wow, I feel different. I feel oddly different because I just have not seen that from a Bears quarterback. And then I love Roma Dunze too. Like that, I think that's another one where I was so excited about this game if it is the alternative where the Bears win, because Roma Dunze, holy crap, he's getting better every single week. And I wish that would have been the highlight, the talk of, for this week, the following week, heading into the Minnesota game, because I think he deserves it. Now, again, Caleb, I believed him, but I just don't believe in the Bears. And that's where I'm still skeptical, where we're going to be able to at least get this thing right for him, because he has the talent. I just don't believe the Bears are going to be able to keep that guy, first of all, safe and not break him even more. But I will say, hats off to him. Hell of a game. Hell of a first opening, especially against Green Bay. That was a great performance. And it's going to fall on, deaf ears, and it's going to be a loud week once again in Dallas. So,
what's good though for Caleb's development is that it's Thomas Brown and not Shane Waldron. So whether win or loss throughout, I feel 10 times better that Caleb is going to progress in the way that a rookie quarterback should, and not regress like we were starting to see during the Shane Waldron era. So, like, if we're looking at a little bright spot, right, a light at the end of the tunnel, I'm hoping that pairing, at least he's got to stick with him throughout the rest of the year. What happens after that, can't control. We'll see who they bring in, things like that. But I think that happening was great. But I don't think we really talked about this during the pregame show. And this might be another reason why Flus has got to fucking go. If it was Flus's choice, the reports came out that they were just going to move Waldron to the booth. Like, I think Breer was talking about, like, hey, he was fighting for his man. And I'm like, bro, after seeing a game like this, right, it just solidifies what we were already thinking. And it's like Flus would have kept something that is obviously not good for his players in the locker room. Right? And I just don't understand, like, why he's still here. Like, you're caught that neck, like the people around you. He's fired like 6 coaches, I think, during his tenure. It's crazy. You've been here 3 years. 1 year, you lost 3 coaches in 1 year. This year, you lost the offensive coordinator 9 games in. It's like, bro, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Obviously, you do not know how to put together a staff, right? And that is a major key part. You talk about, the Bears, it's a team game. It is. It's also a team game when it comes to the coaches. That's why they have a shit ton of coaches on the staff. It's very important about who you're bringing in and how they're having an impact on your players. And Flus has not been good at doing that in the same way that Poles wasn't good at bringing in the right coach. So we'll see what happens. I don't think it will happen, but I would love to just the Bears to do something they've never done before. So
I want to bring up. So Matt Eberflus was just asked about the decision not to get more yardage. He goes, he felt confident in the field goal range for Cario Santos, and that's why they didn't fight for extra yardage. Thoughts, Jack? Ficky?
That's exactly what I was just saying. Like, it's not even logical. Like, it makes no fucking sense. It's like shooting a half-court shot versus going to the line and shooting the three. Like, that's what it is. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Right? Am I going crazy, or do you guys agree?
No, it's 100% that. Like, you can get a couple. Don't let the clock run. You let like a 15-second clock run down. You should have ran to the line, got a quick run. Even if it's a QB sneak, it doesn't matter. Get to the line, run the ball. You would have had plenty of time left. You could then let that run down to 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and kick a field goal. I don't get it. Like, it's a game of inches. Just like, every yard, every inch matters. Why are you not this is the problem with the coaching staff. I feel like they are not putting their players in their best position. If Cairo is not that great far out, which we know he's not, but he's automatic closer to 45 or less. Right. Why the fuck? I think he's made 69 kicks, 69 straight kicks, 45 yards or less. So why would you put him in a position to kick a 46-yarder? Just from a statistical standpoint, getting one extra yard, he's probably going to hit it. Like the likelihood. I don't understand that. And that's coaching malpractice. And every week it's coaching malpractice. We talk about all the time. It's so bad.
I will say this. When it comes to Eberflus, you make that field goal, we're not having this conversation, right? You get the process right, you block. None of this fucking matters. But that's not the case. The issue I have, he's all about accountability. He truly is. That's what he preaches. And for me, it's just, I said it early on the show. I hope he had some, right? I hope he just owns up to it. And here we are again, where he just has no accountability. Like, I don't understand. You said it. Santos is not a big leg kicker. 4 more yards would have been important. It would have probably made it a little bit easier on the blocking too. Like, feel a little bit less like it would have made everything a little bit less, it would have been more calm, I guess. Mm-hmm. It would have been less pressure. 4 more yards. I know that's crazy, right? But Eberflus, who was all about accountability, you have to fire him. They're not going to do this because it's just not in their nature. They're all about, letting these guys finish it out. Fuck the fans, I guess. But this is it, man. However, you saw the intern, Shane, I'll be honest, Shane getting canned. Bears looked pretty good on offense, right? It wasn't perfect, but looked a lot better. DJ Moore, 6 targets in the first half. What happens if you fire the head coach? Fire the head coach, promote Thomas Brown as the head coach?
That'd be crazy for Tom, man. He would.
Dude, I loved his reaction. His reaction on Roschon Johnson on that the first touchdown in 22 drives or whatever. That energy we have. When have we seen that? Even from Flus, I don't see it that often. Love that. I love that. But again, accountability. This team's all about it. But the coaching staff, it's just, especially the guy that's making the calling the shots. I just don't see any accountability from him, and that's just so disappointing, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's because Cairo's not the big leg kicker. If we go to Baltimore, they're getting the fucking 4 yards for Justin Tucker. If we go to Dallas, they're getting the 4 yards for Brandon Aubrey, and those are 2 of the bigger legs in the league. Like, every team's doing it. It doesn't matter that Cairo, it adds to it that Cairo's not a big leg kicker. Like, every other team, all 31 other ones would push those 4 yards. Like, it's just inexcusable, man.
Yeah, and it's just a broken record at this point, right?
Correct.
It's just
every week.
And what's tough is we talked about it. There are some positives that happened. The Bears only gave up 3 sacks. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? But you can't look at that because this team doesn't know how to execute. Like, at the end of the day, none of that matters. Big picture, it's just like a business. This is how I view it, right? Like, people hate how Twitter's become right now because look who owned it, right? So, like, things trickle down from leadership. When you look at bad businesses across the board or bad families, whatever it is, it starts with the household name, whoever it is that is starting everything, because they then decide who's underneath them. They decide the message that is portrayed to the people underneath them. We've all worked places where the bosses sucked, right? Their bosses probably sucked. That's what the Bears are right now. We were hoping when Kevin Warren came in and the restructure of the organization, it would give some of that, which is still may, right? But so far right now, from Flus down, has been dog shit when it comes to the coaches overall, right? Not every single one of them, but how the team is prepared and ready to execute. We see it every game. We didn't even talk about a big crucial play which led to a touchdown. 4th down, 3 yards to go. Packers roll out there. We're on defense. We jump off sides. Automatic first down. Next play, I think it was like a 20-yard pass or something like that, and they're moving the ball just quickly. That was a huge play. You stop that, you get the ball, you're up. They don't score. You get the ball short yardage. You can march down the field, score. Like, that's what football's about. It's about every play matters, but there are like 1 or 2 big plays that can truly have an impact. And we saw it against Washington. Hail Mary, boom, ends the game. Statistically, we're not supposed to lose that game. Today, field goal blocking. Statistically, 99 out of 100 teams hit that field goal. We lose it. Like, it's those type of plays where that is coaching, because you have not prepared your players, or you haven't gotten the right players in there. And maybe that's it as well. It could be a mix, but at least from the preparation standpoint, it blows my mind. And we see it week after week. And last thing, we saw it all the way back with the Fields era too, on those 4 games where it was like, statistically, we should have won. You talk about Detroit. We should have won that game, and they find a way to lose. The infamous Broncos game. We should have won that game, and they find a way to lose. That is the Chicago Bears, and that's why we get so frustrated, because we're in a position where we're like, oh, most teams win this, and we don't. So sorry about that long rant.
No, it's a good one. This sucks, man. I did just post a video on Twitter. It's the final drive of Caleb Williams. So if you want to feel a little bit better, it's excluding the field goal. But if you want to watch all those plays with Rome Odunze, even Keenan Allen showed up there too.
Oh yeah.
It's just that will make you feel a little bit better. But at the end of the day, this is gonna sting. I'll be honest. This season is up there in regards to, I guess, like how tough it is, like the painful losses. And 2 of them, obviously, this Green Bay one. But then you got the Hail Mary. It's just optics, and then like how I feel with Caleb. It is one of the toughest seasons I think I've watched in a while, especially because maybe there's expectations too that probably plays a big role in it. But overall, there was a comment here on YouTube. This is why you shouldn't have kept Flus, right? And at the end of the day, I really do think that's where I think Ryan Poles really messed up. I think he let the relationship between those two, because I understand, hey, you guys can be great friends, good guys. You can really, really love him. You can love the dude, right? Like a brother. But at the end of the day, this never made sense. It just never made sense. And that's on the Bears organization. And that's not why they lost today, I guess, because at the end of the day, it was more of I guess it was. It's coaching, right? Flus, block, special teams, it's pretty simple. It is weird to see that, Kansas City did it, a couple weeks ago. So it does happen in this league. But at the end of the day, it's still hard. It's hard to believe. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially against Green Bay. Like, man, you win this game, we could lose out. I would feel really good. This would be a good moment. Beating Green Bay on a game-winning field goal at home. Yeah. God, that's
for sure.
It's not our Super Bowl, but it's really fucking close.
It should be. We haven't beat them in 6 years. That is something that we haven't seen.
Yeah. And Caleb should be 1-0. He should be 1-0 against Green Bay. Start of a new era. That should be the topic. That should be the headline, right? We do our headlines for Monday. A new era. That should have. None of us took that. We should have done that. Anyway,
a lot of Jordan Love stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It said it's going to be same shit, and different day.
I don't even believe. I gotta stop with that one. I don't even believe in Jordan Love. Like, he made some good plays, but that man has so much time back there. And that's on the Bears, defensive. We talk about the trenches, right, Ficky? Offensively, we got to get
Who
some
would have thought
guys down there.
giving your guy time to throw the ball is a
even
good thing.
Montez Sweat, he needs some help on the other side. But I mean, DeMarcus Walker made some plays, but like at times they just couldn't get any pressure. They would send 6 and still not get to him.
Yep.
It was unbelievable.
We never got to. Typically,
so Jordan
when
Love
sends it, he gets it.
Give Caleb that time. I'm telling you, he could be an MVP candidate. I know that's crazy to think, but I'm serious. Like Caleb is doing what he did today with. I know that the line was decent, but it still wasn't. I don't think it was good enough. I really, truly does. He was getting the ball out in like under 2 seconds because he has to. You hold it longer. You saw in the final drive, right? 2 straight sacks. He still bailed them out. Still brought them all the way down. Should have been even more for a game-winning field goal. But like at the end of the day, there should have been. I keep on saying it. This should not be what we're talking about. But since the Bears are the Bears, and this is the franchise that we're cheering for and we're rooting for, these are the storylines that we have to. It's just like year after year, it's the same thing. It was Mitch, it was Justin, and now here we are. Caleb, who should be 1-0 against your biggest rival, is now 0-1. So many questions. And Matt Eberflus just had, tough. This fucking quote. I can't believe you just said it. Tough times. Oh, just say it for me, Ficky.
Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Let me tell you something, buddy. You are not.
God, read the room, buddy.
Oh my God.
Tough times don't last,
bro. Then tell that to Dave, Jack, I, and every diehard Bears fan the past 3 years. Tell me tough times don't last. At what point in the past 3 years have there not been tough times consistently, week after week? That phrase works if there's factual evidence behind it, and there hasn't been. So even if you use that cliche, right, after losing a tough one, but then win the following week, I'd be like, you're absolutely right. Tough times don't last. You know what? We've had tough times since the Washington game. Then the week following up, do we bounce back? No, we get fucking spanked by the Cardinals. And then what do we do the following week? Home turf, the enemy on your territory. You let them come in there, and then you lose it on your own accord. Not like they did anything special. You didn't execute on a field goal block, and they win. So tell me at what point, Flus, can you remind me again, at what point do the tough times stop? Because they haven't stopped since the fucking past 2 months.
We got to get him on the pod.
Yeah. What do you say?
We got to get him on the pod. We got to find a way to get him on here on Thursday. And let's just I'm going to
real quick. Want to take a quick little break here. First of all,
Sorry.
a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people on YouTube watching us with live, venting with us. We appreciate it. First, hit that like button, subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 subs. You guys have been amazing. It's been a tough season, but for some reason, we're all a little bit crazy and we're a little bit sick, and we still watch this team, and we appreciate you. Again, I'm going to have my 3 takeaways from this game up on sportsmockery.com. Again, this podcast is presented by Sports Mockery. Wouldn't be able to do it without them. So again, my article will be up here either later tonight, probably tomorrow morning. Check that out. And Ficky, I'm going to hand it over to you before we can kind of get a little bit more ad reads in here before we kind of end the show with some questions. If you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. We're going to answer them, and we'll finish up the show with y'all today. So.
Absolutely. First off, if you can get them in quick, right down here, you're going to see a link to our voicemail. That's the speakpipe.com, the BFR podcast. You can just go to the website, hold a button. You can leave a voicemail, and we'll try to get you on, and we'll play it on the end of the show if you can get it in quickly. So do that if needed. Also, if this is your first time here, first off, thank you so much. It sucks that you had to join after this type of game, but we're glad that you're here. Please give a hashtag #NewFaceGang in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. And then for all our true diehards and OGs in the chat, please give a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out as well. And if you have any other questions, like Dave said, go ahead and throw them in the chat as well. We try to address as many as we can before the end of the show. Now, like Dave said, if you want to support us, it's free. Please give a like and subscribe. It helps push this show out into the algorithm, out to other great fans like y'all. Because at the end of the day, the BFR podcast is the #1 show by the fans, for the fans. Dave, Jack, and I are diehard fans, and we vent just like how y'all vent. So if you want to join this community, Dave's shaking his head in disbelief, but yes, we are fans for some reason. If you want to join this community, ongoing community, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Also, if you want to join the community, we do have our Patreon. That's the BFR Den on patreon.com. And we have exclusive like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more. I'm actually cooking up some other stuff as we speak. So that's great to hear. And then also, if you want to support us fiscally and you're tired of wearing bear stuff out in public because you want to get made fun of, well, you can rock something adjacent. You can rock the BFR merch. We got hats, hoodies, shirts. I know it's getting cold, so you can still rep the Bears without like a Packers fan calling you a loser in public. So if you want to support us, you can do that as well. All the proceeds from both the Patreon and the BFR store just gets poured right back in to the show so we can keep delivering great venting / therapy sessions for all of y'all. So again, if you're new, thank you. Please give a hashtag new face gang in the chat. And if you're an OG, do the same with the hashtag OG. We appreciate all the love and support so far. Back to you, Dave.
This is crazy. So, you know how Flu said that, hey, they weren't worried about getting those extra yards for Santos. Caitlin Kaler from ESPN, she really good follow. Go ahead and check her out on Twitter. But she said just talked to several Packers players on the field goal block, and all of them said that they noticed that Santos kicked with a low trajectory when doing film study, and they expected the Bears to actually run another play, which in their opinion would have made it more difficult to block the field goal, which is a known. That's why you get those 4 or 5 yards. It just makes it easier on our unit, the field goal unit, and makes it harder on Green Bay. So it's like Eberflus, you can't make it up. What did I just tell you? What did he say?
Tough times don't last.
No, he said the extra yards didn't matter.
Oh yeah. Same thing with the same thing with the Washington thing, though, right?
Exactly.
Where he said, which I was okay with it, not at that point, but in the Washington game, where it's like, well, that first play doesn't matter, and it's like, bro, it does though. It's a game of inches. Even if your decision was correct, that's fine. But for you to say that the play doesn't matter, it is absurd.
In football, like there's other sports, but actually in every sport, details matter. But in football, the details are the difference, and we're seeing it live every single week.
Every week.
It's unbelievable. And it's almost worse than Mark Trestman. Like it is, like I don't like to ever say that, but I think it's either gotten there or it is worse.
Oh, it's worse.
Like, he can't read the room. Like he can't, it is, oh my God, it is really hurting my brain, man. Like I don't even know, like,
I'm trying not to be like, yeah, I know. I'm trying to be level-headed, but it's so hard. It really is. And I'll be more level-headed tomorrow. I'm sure you guys will too. But like when you see something over and over again and then you notice it, like we see it, and then you see someone still making those mistakes, that's where I think it pisses us off. Or where it's something like Jack said, it's something so simple. Like, what is the logic behind not getting more yards? In what case in the NFL ever? Let me know if I'm wrong. Whenever is it a bad idea to get more yards? There's times where it's good to not get a touchdown because you want to clock it, right? You don't score and give them the opportunity, you run the clock out. But in almost every use
playing
case,
scared, man. It's playing scared. It's
get
just
yards.
Playing scared. And it's like, man. Anyways, so
oh man, sorry, we're not normally
next week.
We're not normally this irate, I would say, guys. But
no, I'm honestly, I didn't even know like when this all happened, and right now I'm disappointed. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm not even shocked, though. I can't say I'm shocked because we've seen this so many times. But, Caleb competed his ass off. Rome Odunze, that offensive unit really did really well. I mean, that offensive line is they don't have the best talent, right? They got both left tackle, right tackle back. At the end of the day, the offense actually played a pretty good game. They should have won.
To win.
Enough
to win.
Right.
For sure. And to be honest, the
oddly
defense
enough,
also
you talked about it. They did. The defense did play
under 21 again.
However, there were moments where if you're an elite top 5 defense that like we've called them out to be, go out there and stop Jordan Love. On the
for sure. Like
Christian Watson, dude. Like he just gets so lucky, man. He's so lucky. I wish. I know they reviewed that catch, and it was probably a catch.
It was a catch.
But as many times as Green Bay has gotten away with some crazy stuff, right? Could we not have gotten that one overturned? Like just a little bit, get a little bit luckier. We earned that one. No, maybe not.
No, I'm with you. We're grabbing for straws here. No, me too. Me too. I just couldn't believe it's only Bears fashion. Like you talked about unlucky. This is the one I would say is unlucky. Your lockdown corner, who only allowed one catch all game, has been great all season, trips on one of their biggest plays of the game in the final drive. You're just like, how? You know what I mean? Like that was Jalen Johnson. He tripped over himself trying to recover. And then not only that, Christian Watson makes his best catch of the season. And that's what you said, details, right? Those are details. But we wouldn't have to worry so much about those details, right? We wouldn't even worried about that if you just knew how to block a field goal or if you knew how to not, give up a back-to-back sacks on. There's just so many examples. So again, I think it just comes down to coaching. I believe that we have enough talent here, right? And our record shows that. We're 4-6. That's not the worst of teams. We have enough talent to win more games than what we've lost. But we don't have the coaching talent, and they have ineptitude to the, how they handle mismanaged things. That's why we've lost 2 extra games. Think about it. We shouldn't have lost the Colts. I blame some of that in the coaching for sure. Shouldn't have lost the Washington. We know that's for sure. And we shouldn't have lost today. That's 3 games. 3 games. We would be 7-5, right? Or 7-4.
I'm not doing math, but we'd be a lot better than where we are right now.
We'd be 7-3. Sorry, my math's completely off. We played 10 games. 7-3 Bears, that's a completely different story. You're second in the NFC North. You're thinking playoff bound. Like, that's what it comes down to.
But then logically, you also win the New England game. Like, truly, like, say that we're going into that, like, fucking hot, like what you're describing.
For sure.
Say we win that, too, It's like.
We would be in such a better. Let's, do we have any questions? I'm sure we have a few, or maybe some shout outs. Let's go ahead and if you guys have questions, we're going to finish the last 10 minutes of this show answering you guys' questions or reading some of your comments here. We'll finish it with you guys. We appreciate you. Again, hanging out with us. I think it's actually a really good game. Is it Bills Chiefs right now? Yeah, that'll be fun. I actually want to watch football for some odd reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just numb finally.
Wait, we have a question here. Thomas said, Ficky, would you bring back Velus to win a game? No, that's funny because I tweeted about it. I said the Bears are 0-4 since releasing Velus Jones. So who would have thought he was the glue to this squad the whole time? Hashtag bring back the Ferret King. So
I wish I could laugh, but I'm emotionless.
I'll do it for you. Thomas Whitty again with another one here said, I know it's badly executed 2-point play and easy to second guess now. If they got the field goal, the game would have tied. Do y'all agree for going for 2 there? I do.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was.
I will say this. I find it odd. I know they never call this, but they called it on the Bears for leverage, right? 2 weeks ago, or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they called it? You go back and watch that play. I know they don't call it 99% of the time, but they called it on the Bears, that 1%. I mean, it looked like a little bit of leverage. I'm seeing this screenshot here. It's kind of crazy, right? So that's such a Bears thing to happen, right? We get it called on us, and then Green Bay, of course, at the end of the day, they never call it, but they did on us. So just kind of shocking.
Jack's dumb question for the day, for the pod, but on that play, like when they replayed it, Matt Pryor just seemed to like not have gotten up for the block, like stay down too late almost, and like didn't react to the snap on time. Like, is that a true statement, or is that something that just like it just didn't work that way because he had 2 big ass linemen on him, and it just like he just got
it was in slow motion, right?
Yeah, correct.
The replay, yeah, it just looks. I think it looks worse because it's just in slow motion. I think he actually did react, but he is a little bit slower. But slow motion just if you're already slow motion is going to make you look even worse. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The line is just, I don't know, man. They don't have for Ryan Poles being a former offensive lineman. Some of these guys he's targeted that he has brought in.
Well, Ryan Bates again went out. He didn't even play most of the game. It's like, bro, you just
concussion.
got back.
What was wrong?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's again, one of the biggest things with this Bears team is durability. Like even our safety, Quan Brisker, hope he gets better. He's tweeting. He said that we deserve better. I get it. But it's like some of these guys are just not durable. It's like, damn. And I get it. It's just some of it's luck. A lot of it's luck, right?
A lot of it's
Tevin Jenkins, right? And that was a pace pick. End of the day, it's just like, how are we just this? It's just like the durability factor. Now Caleb is. I don't know how, but he is. He could take hit after hit. Love it. Even DJ Moore, which that man. every week it seems like it's like, is he seriously hurt? And he comes back.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like
the very next
killed.
play, like a spin cycle, right? It's like, I don't know if he just has some devil magic on the sideline where he just heals himself, right, or something.
Probably.
But
No doubt.
Bro, every play, I'm like, dude, are you good? Are you good? And he just keeps playing. So you gotta give credit to him, bro. He played well today, and he never went out.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Actually, the whole receiving corps did a pretty good job today. So they did I give a shout out to all of them. Oh yeah, of course. Who's the first offensive lineman you would get? There's a couple that are projected to go like
all of them.
Yeah, there we go. That answers it. There's so many good ones. I would say Will Campbell from LSU is like the number one, but at first I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him. But if we don't win another game, great tackle, probably the best tackle in the league. I mean, in the NCAA. So that would be my first pick if I had a choice, because he's probably gonna be a top 5 pick. Because there's gonna be Shador will probably go top 5. You'll have Quinn Ewers probably go top 5. So you're going to be – hopefully there's some quarterbacks up there.
We could be end up – we
could be one.
Wait a second. We're still on pace potentially to get the first overall pick.
Let's see where Tankathon
Carolina has to win a couple more. If we don't win the rest of the year, which is possible, it is possible, we could be looking at the number 1 pick. And then you trade back, right? Obviously, the great debate.
Please. Yeah, please not. So right now we're at 4. The NFL's been very the disparity's been crazy this year. Listen to this. We are 14th right now at 4-6. There are 13 teams. Well, there's 10. Oh, sorry, not 10. There are 5 teams with 4 wins. So we're in that bucket. That could move up and down. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with 3 wins. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with 2 wins. So really, we need Jacksonville, Tennessee, Cleveland, Las Vegas, New York, New England, the Jets, Carolina, and Dallas to win at least 1 more to help us out, which I think Dallas will. The Jets will probably find a way. We're going to be top 10.
The odds are not in our favor. The odds are not in our favor, but it's so possible. But here's the thing. If you get into that top 5 somehow, this is hilarious that we're having this conversation, but say for some odd reason, it goes it's similar to like the Hail Mary, right? Where it's like that really, you can see now we're on a 4-game losing streak. It broke us. This Packers loss, I guarantee it's going to take a couple weeks for us to finally probably get back and recover from this one. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. I doubt it. Either way, you have a top 5 pick. Why not trade back a little bit? Get some assets.
Well, unless Will Campbell's there. If that tackle's there, fucking take it. Just like that. Because
either way, you have so much draft capital. I'm just saying, if you somehow land the first overall pick, though, oh my God. The Bears.
That's why I don't think
somehow
not Flus. That's why I think Poles is not
Pace.
gone. Poles. Yeah. I think Poles is here. Yeah.
Oh, they broke me. I can't.
I think Poles is still here because of his how well he's done from an asset allocation standpoint. That's because that is a major part, right?
He's got to be sick right now. He's got to be so mad. Oh, my God.
Come on now. Come on now. All right, let's go through a couple more of these questions.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a double here. We got a hashtag OG from Imperil. Said, Face Gang, the tough times will stop, Ficky, when Flus is fired. I thought that was a question. My bad. But, yes, that's when the tough times will stop. Sorry, I was reading that as a question. My bad. All right, Imperil with an actual question here. What's worse, him not going for more yards today or Mark Trestman going for a field goal in overtime on 2nd down? No, that play was
that's way worse.
Garbage. Yeah, that's
way worse.
Way worse.
This one sucks. It really does. Yeah, the Bears just have too many. We have too many. And the NFL account a couple days ago tweeting out the Chris Conte play.
Yeah.
What the fuck's
I was there for that.
Scripted, dude.
I was there at that game and I was sick, man. I couldn't believe it when I saw that live. Joel Henderson on YouTube says the Chicago Bears head coaching job an attractive job knowing McCaskey's still on the team. I don't think that McCaskies are like a negative owner impact. I don't think people view the McCaskies as like bad people or bad to work for. What would make the team unattractive is that they haven't had a winning culture. Right? That's what I feel. It's not like McCaskies are ever in the news for anything. They don't do anything from a human standpoint. They do a lot of great stuff. is that the team just can't win. But if you believe, someone like Ben Johnson or someone else out there, you truly believe in the quarterback, Caleb Williams, then it's attractive. Why the Bears coaching job has not been attractive is because they haven't had someone like that. People are attracted, especially offensive-minded head coaches, are attracted to young potential quarterbacks because what happens is if they end up being great, they are locked in. It's exactly what you saw with Andy Reid in Kansas City, right? So, like, it brings winning, and that just elongates your career and your head coaching tenure. So,
Okay.
A couple more?
Yeah.
Do you think Flus has a – yeah, I know. Do you think Flus has a first-year rookie get-out-of-jail card?
No.
And
He better not. Nothing better to be up that sleeve.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there, buddy.
Fucking Flus.
All right. Any more? Or we got some
no,
shout
that
outs?
Was it. Yeah, we got some shout outs.
All right, let's do some shout outs then, because y'all are what makes this show great, not this team. That's for sure. All right, Philip. Oh, you know what? Before you cut the music, we do have 2 voicemails. We'll end on those as well. Sorry, Jack. I brought him in here.
I'm scared.
No, I'm scared to see. I added 2 voicemails as well.
Yeah, I got it. You want to run them?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it after I do these shout outs real quick. Let's do OG. Oh, sorry. I'm losing my mind over here. Philip Charles Vanderhayden, which he did send one of the voicemails. Excited to see the F count on that one. Hashtag OG on that one. I won't say the next one because I don't know if we're going to get docked on YouTube, but appreciate that. And then Kyler Villa Gomez on YouTube said hashtag new face gang. Welcome to the show, Kyler. Really appreciate it. And Peril giving you a shout out again. Hashtag OG face gang. And then we got Richard on Facebook with the hashtag OG. We got Isaac Everett with the hashtag OG on YouTube and a bear down. Appreciate that. And then Thomas Whitty with the hashtag OG. Brown for head coach. Bold prediction. Bears roll off 4 wins in a row.
Appreciate the optimism.
Jesus Christ. I mean, absolutely. And then we got Joel Henderson, who gave a great question earlier. Hashtag new face gang. Hey, Joel, thank you for joining the show. Kyler as well. The new one's in here.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Everyone else new. We really do appreciate that. How we typically end our shows, our post games, and sometimes our pre-game shows is that we share voicemails. So for future reference, if you want to leave a voicemail, we play all of them. All you have to do is go to the link down here at the bottom, speakpipe.com/the BFR podcast. Hold up your phone, press a button like you're leaving a voice memo, and it records it. It gets sent right to us, and we can play it on our shows. Super quick and easy. You can leave as many voicemails as you want. Talk about anything. We love sharing them. And speaking of that, let's get to them. Who we got first, Jack?
Hey guys, this is Jed Stark, aka Stark Music. Just wanted to say I love you guys' podcasts. Love tuning in every week to, sharing the suffering with everyone in anguish. Flus needs to be fired. 36 seconds left on the clock and not trying to at least get a few more yards. You have a big guy like Roshan Johnson, who can plow forward and plow through some guys with ball security. I don't understand why you would not at least try one more play. It's just, you have one timeout. Why not use it? And, it just shows like how toothless he is as a coach. And yeah, he just needs to be gone. I'm done with him. So, I have nothing to say. So we're cursed. Let's share in the suffering. And I hope he's gone by tomorrow. But, it's not going to happen. So this is our hell loop. Sorry, guys.
Hey, it's not your fault. Appreciate the voicemail. It is not your fault. Thank you. Nobody here on this show, it's fault, that is. And then let's go to Philip to end it with a bang. Excited to hear what he has to say.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Phil, and Rashab's here with me.
What's up, guys?
We were at Rizzo's for a watch party. I don't have much to say.
Yeah, we're both devastated right now. I'm not going to lie. We were here watching the entire game. Thought the Bears were going to win, obviously, just like everybody else did. And then fucking Cody Parkey shit happens, which, of course, But I'm happy Caleb fought in that game, Like, the fact that he actually, made the game-winning play, basically. It's just that the kicker didn't make the kick. Makes me optimistic about Caleb, but this current Bears team is not going anywhere.
Yeah. Fire Matt Eberflus. Emphasis on the lose, but Caleb and Rome made the play to win the game, and that's more than we can say for a QB and wide receiver combo since what? Jay and Brandon Marshall,
Trubisky and Allen Robinson in 2018.
Yeah.
But it's not good vibes right now for sure. But I don't know, man. I mean, the season is lost anyways. So as long as Caleb performs well, that's all I care about for the rest of the season.
Facts. But
Appreciate it.
I'll try not to be too depressed. It's going to be impossible. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. Bear down. Take care.
Hell yeah. Little DWC show. And thank you, Phil.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hope their watch party wasn't as depressing as our show. But
I
yeah,
bet
give them
that
a
shit
follow.
was not a party at the end.
Oh, for sure.
Funeral.
It was not. Make sure to give them a follow too. They're great Bears content creators as well as a DWC friend of the show. Philip calls in all the time. So we really do appreciate that. Yeah. What a day.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your week. Do your best. This team, like I said, lets us down every week. We shouldn't be surprised, but here we are. If you can, hit that like button on your way out. We're on the road to 10,000 subs. Like I said, you guys have been amazing. We'll be back later this week to preview the Bears versus Vikings. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.